So it's the last week, which is so exciting, and we're talking about infrastructure and transportation. First, let's talk about the public perceptions of pricing on existing roads. Traffic congestion and infrastructure deterioration on the nation's transportation system is a perception, as well as transportation spending is tightly constrained due to budget shortfalls, due to stagnant gas taxes and aging infrastructure, the importance of highway safety, environmental impacts, basic access, and other issues, and there needs to be an expansion of tolled lanes and corridors. There was a public opinion survey conducted on tolling, and it was over 2,000 phone interviews of random sample of Texans on tolling. The 5 focus groups included public perspectives on congestion pricing, dedicated bus lanes, minimum driving age, alternative modes, other issues. And the 6 regions included DFW, Houston, San Antonio, Austin, Lubbock, and the lower Rio Grande Valley. The analysis concluded that 61% of Texans favor toll conversion, and 23% of Texans prefer raising the gas tax. 52% of Americans favor some sort of tolling, 21% of Americans support raising the gas tax, and 25% of Austin, Texas residents would support a move toward credit-based congestion pricing, which we will discuss in the further slides. 70% agreed that larger, heavier vehicles should have higher tolls, as well as dedicated lanes added to highways for these large vehicles. 45% supported conversion of existing road to tolled roads, with 58% assuming congestion would be reduced. 71% agree that drivers should not pay tolls to use existing roads, and frequent toll users support conversion of existing roads to tolled roads, and long-distance commuters probably oppose toll conversion due to already high transportation costs. The respondents' statements on conversion of existing roads. 41% would change their route to avoid tolled sections. 34% indicated they would change nothing about their current travel, while 18% said they would drive less in times when tolls are in effect. 6% indicated one of 5 options, including changing childcare, school locations, changing residential location, walking or biking more, using transit more, or carpooling more. Important transportation policy issues surveyed include safety, beautification, raising revenues by increasing driver behavior fines, and levying taxes on heavy vehicles. The results of these policy issues included that older individuals and long-distance commuters and retirees chose safety. High-income individuals and long commuters support funding to alleviate highway congestion. Older adults do not care for roadway beautification. Highway-educated persons support beautification. Retired individuals and medium to long-distance commuters support increasing driver behavior fines. College-educated individuals are inclined to support gas taxes, and older, more educated part-time employees, long-distance commuters, females, and non-metro residents support tolling new existing roads. The conclusion of the survey was that regular toll road users, as well as rush hour drivers, are more supportive of new transportation policies. Male long-distance commuters living in their region for years are less supportive. Tolls are preferred to gas taxes. Improvement of existing roads is preferred over building new ones, and Texans need educating behind the cost of roadway construction and maintenance. Now let's move on to credit-based congestion pricing. Congestion pricing means that it ensures travelers recognize the true travel time cost of their trip making by accounting for the cost of delays imposed on fellow road users. Credit-based congestion pricing, also known as CBCP, is a novel strategy which seeks to overcome the negative equity impacts of congestion pricing by allocating monthly budgets to eligible travelers to spend on congestion tolls. Strategies for CP programs include travel allowance for all commuters, compensation for people negatively impacted by CP, toll credits for regular drivers via fare lanes, providing certain levels of mobility rights, licensed drivers living in priced regions given a monthly travel budget, pay out of pocket to keep driving if one exhausts their budget paying tolls, and those who save travel budget can actually cash out and use that money elsewhere, and travel allowance depends on total revenue collected during month or previous one. The survey conducted included respondents of academicians, practitioners in the field of transport economics, toll technology, administration and policy, and commercial users of the transportation system. Now, not all of these topics were answered, and not all of these respondents actually partook in the survey, but the results included transport economics value time and time flexibility. When determining benefits, office workers and others traveling during peak periods would be most negatively affected by this, and policymakers and commercial users felt CVCP, or credit-based congestion pricing, could be a disadvantage. Allocation per registered vehicle would reward vehicle ownership, and expected location and travel demand shifts would also appear, and 85% thought CVCP would stimulate economy as well as compact land development, and all agreed that budget allocation per adult resident would benefit the presently disadvantaged. So the public response to CVCP and the implementations were not so good. They need to be more educated behind redistribution of congestion toll revenues, and 30% believed introducing too many tolls at once might cause some confusion. So implementations may include flat tolls that would help to increase public awareness and accessibility to CVCP, and that includes flat tolls, managed lane, ramp metering, fare lanes, parking charges, and area-wide roadway pricing as transition policies for CVCP. Implementations of CVCP include toll tags, which are known as the users that obtain transponders for their vehicles upon paying a refundable deposit, travel budget eligibility, which is allocating budgets only to registered vehicle owners, treatment of visitors, that means visitors drive for free, budget distribution, which is the same budget level may be granted to everyone, record management, every user has an online account to go back and access all charges, credits, and other account information. Credit controls, which is cash flow budget system. Cost estimates is estimates of initial investment and recurring cost, initial cost, and recurring cost. The conclusion of the CVCP policy implementation is that it offers travel credits only for registered vehicle owners. Travelers with special needs can apply for additional travel credit. RFID tags and ANPR may be most appropriate technologies for implementation. Bridges using low-cost vehicle ID tags. Congested systems may want to retain substantial portions of CVCP revenues for system enhancement. Small communities may opt out for cash flow credits rather than travel credits that expire each month, and it can help tackle the problem of congestion in an economically viable, equitable, and efficient fashion, and is a powerful idea with a significant potential. So my analysis of the reading, I concluded that the public needs more education behind the use of infrastructure tolls for roadway maintenance and improvements, as well as credit-based congestion pricing. It just seems that if the public were to know more about it, then I think they would believe in the ideas and see how helpful the implementations could be. And so that just comes with educating the public and teaching them and two-way communication and just helping enhance their knowledge, because it truly can be such a great thing for people in the communities in Texas. I think there needs to be a greater amount of respondent groups and people surveyed in order to have accurate and concise results that policymakers can take action on. With the surveys not, with the people of the surveys not completing the questionnaires or answering all the questions, it's hard to really come up with an answer on what to do and what implementations to make as policymakers. And so I think there needs to be a more reliable way to get a greater amount of people and greater amount of opinions so that they can kind of decide on how many people it really is going to affect and how many people they can help and reach the most. I think that new technology introduced for toll roads leaves the public confused. I don't think it has to be this way, and that just, again, comes with education behind the use of the new technology and educating them about the benefits and, the time it will save in congestion tolls and how it can be a positive impact. And I think the confusion can be taken away once implementations are actually made and set and they see the benefits of that. I think the more information shared behind these toll policies helps people better understand the benefits and will help to change toll policies in the future. And so that comes with, again, education. Education is so important on something we don't know about, and I think research and studying about this and the more articles that come out are going to be so helpful for the people to understand that there's so many benefits that will help to change toll policies in the future. And they're starting now, and I think that people will realize this after there is an educational program or, a reference they can look at in order to understand what all this information means. And I believe that once people can do that, and once people do know how beneficial the credit-based congestion pricing is, as well as the CP application, then I don't think they'll ever go back to their old ways. So those are just a few of my analysis from the readings, and these are my references, and the questions I posed to the class are: how would you personally go about educating the public behind redistribution of congestion toll revenues versus the use of infrastructure tolls for roadway maintenance and improvements? Here I just want you to kind of explain how do you think the best method of educating the public would be in order for them to see the benefits of the congestion toll revenues? And just describe that for me and be very clear and concise on your answer. And then my next question for you is: what are problems associated with electronic toll collection, also known as ETC, and how have ETCs impacted traffic congestion in major cities? So I know that a few of the problems with electronic toll collection includes inaccuracy, and it may require manual verification, and such as lack of plate standards or dirty and damaged plates that may not provide a clear image, so that license cannot be tagged and charged. And so incorrect plate mounting and all these things that are dependent upon the person who owns the vehicle is very hard to, or is a problem when it comes to electronic toll collection. And I do, though, think that electronic toll collections have impacted traffic congestion in major cities by relieving some of the congestion when it comes to stop and go tolls. You don't even stop, you just drive through, and then that bill is automatically billed based upon your license number and finding it in the system. But I know that some people flaw it due to, privacy issues and not wanting to put in credit card information because it is payable online. And so I want to hear your ideas, and that's just kind of what I got out of it. And I hope you learned a lot of information for week 16, and I hope finals are going good, and thank you for listening.